That's serious. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of your favorite NFL news/rumors show on the damn internet, fourth and forever, brought to you by Roundtable Sports. All right, right before we went live, TD teased something that Travis Hunter did in OTAs, which I find to be very interesting. And we are going to be discussing that along with many other storylines, such as, is Aaron Rodgers to the Minnesota Vikings completely dead? Right? How are things at Buffalo Bills OTAs, Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets OTAs? How is everything looking? You're going to find that out as long as you smash that like button, of course, so we can continue bringing you this fire-hot tent each and every single day. Richie, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Another day. The sun is out, baby. New York, stand up. The weather is finally coming, man. June is here, and the weather is nice. We got a lot of fun things. The energy has shifted to my New York Mets beating the Dodgers last night because with my Knicks being eliminated, and we got the Jets OTAs having some fun things. So, man, always a pleasure being live with you fellas at 2:10 p.m. EST. And we love you guys. So let's get into it.
Let's go, TD.
Who was eliminated? I didn't hear you, Richie. Richie, are you there?
Oh, yeah, he's ignoring you, bro.
I just didn't hear him. He said somebody was eliminated, so he's loving the Mets now.
Celtics are eliminated. That's
good one. But anyway, man, welcome to Fourth and Forever. Thank y'all for tuning in. Punch that like button. Listen, man, we got a lot to get into. And yes, Dan, that Travis Hunter highlight that's coming out of camp, that's next level. This kid gonna be all right in the league. I was a little worried, but he's gonna be all right.
So I'm going to tell you what, because I just found it. And by the way, it's great because shout out to everyone that's running our Roundtable Sports account. Richie, was that you who posted that?
Which one?
Is it the Travis Hunter clip?
Nope.
Dude, shout out to the interns, baby, because let me tell you what. I was looking for that clip specifically, and the first thing that popped up on my timeline was the Roundtable Sports account. And it does show that clip from Travis Hunter in OTAs. Now, do remember, toward the beginning of the season or toward the beginning of the OTA process, he was getting obliterated when it came into his route running as a wide receiver. But as you can see right here, this is him in his true element, where he truly should be, where he always should have been a true DB in the NFL. This is how I think Jacksonville should have been utilizing him from the very beginning of the offseason training program. Thoughts and comments on this one, TD? Go ahead.
Who's 88?
That's a great question. I don't believe it's Brian Thomas Jr., is it?
No, it's not. He's 7.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered where the ball was thrown. That was for him to make the play regardless of who it was.
Release.
But yeah, this is pretty dope, man. This is next level. This is NFL level, keeping up with the guy, getting your head turned around so you don't get a penalty. And then not only to bat the ball, but to have the wherewithal to snatch it out of the air after you knock it down. This kid's going to be, this is what he's going to be, the all-pro, maybe 4 years in a row on his rookie contract, the real version of what Sauce Gardner could only, dream to be. So this is next level. I love it. Big time play.
It's funny too, because when I made that video about Travis Hunter and I was critiquing, and so his route running, it's not that I hate the prospect. I just think that he is such a talent when it comes into the cornerback position. Why waste and take away any energy of what he can put out on the field playing on the outside on the defense? It just completely blows my mind how some people were upset about that. I'm trying to say this guy's a DB, and he likely has a very good opportunity of being a top 5 guy relatively quickly. And it didn't even matter who was throwing the ball right there, Glenn. Like, that was not a bad throw by the QB right then and there. That was just an incredible athletic play from Travis Hunter by himself. Richie, thoughts or comments on that highlight we just ended up seeing?
Get ready for it because the Jacksonville Jaguars are winning the division this year. I was one I was one season too early last year. I was dead wrong on the Jaguars last year, and I'm going to run it back. I'm running it back all over again. Okay? Because I believe in this team. I think, especially the Atlanta Travis Hunter, they are going to be must watch. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be must see TV now because of Travis Hunter. Their new coach is going to be interesting to see him implement. I think their offense is going to be awesome to see. Brian Thomas with Travis Hunter out there. They got the talent. I'm excited for it. And I think Travis Hunter has a chance to be the defensive and offensive rookie of the year. Can you imagine? Nah, it's not going to happen.
That would be insane.
Nah, that would be crazy. But I'm a fan of Travis Hunter, man. You know, I talked to him at the draft.
Yeah.
So now we're buddies.
And he's officially a friend of the show.
A friend of the show now. I asked him, yo, who do you mold your game after the most since you're on two sides of the ball? I am mold my game out of no one. I just beat Travis.
I just beat Travis. Dude, look, like he's been going out there and putting it out on the field, and I can only.
True, though. I mean, how do you mold your game out of anybody if you're just the most unique football player to ever play the game?
It's crazy, too, because like I've been scrolling through some of the OTA footage, like, for the past couple of weeks, and Buffalo is just stingy when it comes into like media availability, right? It's only been 2 days of footage that I have seen, and they've had like 6 practices like already. But it's cool. It's solid. One topic I did want to bring up. It sounds like the Minnesota Vikings have some serious concerns about J.J. McCarthy.
Really?
Per Ross Tucker. All right? Like he actually ended up making this statement about 2 or 3 days ago. And he said that rewinding in this previous offseason, bringing Sam Darnold back was their number one priority. They really wanted to make it happen, but it was just way too pricey for them. Then they wanted to bring back Daniel Jones. So this whole notion of he was their lock to be a starter or he was their full choice was not their first choice, but their last choice from the beginning. Because honestly, like, so you need to look at it, right? He's still a rookie. Dude is a redshirt rookie going into it. He is 1 year removed from the game of football. And the first 3 games this season, and so we're going to be against the Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bears, and the Cincinnati Bengals, right? I think those are 3 pretty tough matchups for a kid that's a year removed from football, hasn't taken an NFL snap. So I was a bit shocked to hear this, especially since and so I have been following this one Vikings account on X, and let me know, guys. Have y'all seen that kid that's been posting JJ McCarthy's OTA stats?
You can't look at those stats seriously. Those are made up.
Yes, but it's absolutely hysterical. And so I saw this kid go on a tangent. He was like, JJ McCarthy just broke Tom Brady's OTA all-time record with 38 passing touchdowns in just 5 days. And only 1 interception. I'm like, okay, like this is obviously the best troll job I've ever seen in my entire life, or he's absolutely serious, right? But so the reason I bring this up is how Ross Tucker put it. I feel like those are valid concerns, which almost makes me feel, is Aaron Rodgers coming into Minnesota as unlikely as we initially thought? I'm not saying that it's a 100% chance or a 50-50 chance. But what I am saying is I strongly feel that it may have went from a 0% right up into a 5% chance because it's tough. And having JJ go in there and fill the shoes of a Sam Darnold who played very well last year is a tough ask for a kid that's a rookie. Richie, thoughts on this? Should the Vikings be concerned about JJ taking the helm, especially with the supporting cast that is around him right now?
I mean, listen, this is going to be a year of growth. And that's the thing where I just don't understand why the Vikings were so ready to move on from Sam. Like, you went out there and did a special thing, and now you're going to have to hand the keys to a young man who's basically going to have his rookie season. He's not going to be as good as Sam Darnold, and I'll bet you that he won't be. Sam has been in this league for a long time, and that's how he was able to break out. I don't see J.J. McCarthy matching what Sam did. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is on the table, though. I mean, that would be definitely a crazy turn. But I feel like JJ is going to be successful. I'm not going to say he's going to be a bust, but I just don't think he's going to be good enough to get the Vikings to where the fan base's aspirations is this year, which is winning the division, going far in the playoffs. The Vikings blew it last year, and yes, I know Sam was part of it, but I think it's going to be interesting to see. And the struggles early on in OTAs is interesting, but I'm not going to evaluate it too much until we get to training camp and preseason ball with the pads on.
So what do you got on that team?
Even though like Drake May sucks in OTAs, Tua's been killing it though. Woo!
And so what do you got on that, TD?
Yeah, this situation, I'm not gonna believe the hype like that. I'm gonna think that they made a good decision in JJ. I don't believe it. I think JJ is gonna be just fine. I think that he needs to just get some real NFL life experience, and then let's judge the kid. Let's say what he is. You know, if they feel that he isn't working out right now, it is a concern. But have we heard that from the actual organization? Or just people who are feeling like he's not. I believe in JJ. And I think that, you know, Justin Jefferson said it last year before he got hurt. He was looking really good. And that's what I have to go off of right now. So I'm going to trust that, and we'll see what ends up happening.
I'm going to tell you what. So this is a hot take, and I feel like Vikings fans are going to be very upset with me when I say this, but max amount of games that this team wins is 8.
Man,
I see 8, unfortunately, right? So number one, you look at the NFC North, and the rest of the division got better, right? Like maybe some could make an argument, especially since there is a lot of change, especially within the Lions offensive line. Still great weapons, still Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, and that whole nine. Chicago got better, way better, right? And then same thing with the Green Bay Packers, who you can never really count out. And then they play all of those teams plus the AFC North as well. So the Vikings will be playing the NFC North and the Vikings, and the Ravens, Steelers, the Browns, etc. So I have the Vikings winning 8. And so I'm not high on the Vikings this year. I have a feeling that they are in the basement of the NFC North. Hot take there. What do you think on that, Richie? And so am I too far off with that?
No, I think, you know, losing season. I have so much respect for Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. So I don't know if they're going to be 8 wins. I think they can have 9, 10, maybe 11, but I just don't see them. You know, they had 14 last year. And so I don't know. I just don't feel like JJ McCarthy is good enough to take that team over the top. So I agree with you. I'm not as high in the Vikings as some people, but I believe in their team. I believe in Brian Flores. I think their coaching staff is going to be tested. Coming off Coach of the Year the way that he was is going to be a big test for Mr. Kevin O'Connell to prove that he is the guy. He did it with Sam. Now he's got to do it with the young guy that does not have a lot of experiences.
Yep.
So what do you think on that, TD? It's expectations for the Vikings this year.
I think they win 11 plus games. I don't think anything changes. They were led by the defense, and offense did their thing. You got to look at those games even last year. Although the offense was productive, they got bailed out a lot by the defense in a lot of cases. Not only that, my stock is starting to fall on the Lions. 2 new coordinators, lost your all-pro center on the retirement. I'm starting to be down on them, which elevates everybody else in the division. So I'm still selling high on the Vikings. I think they still are a playoff team, and they actually make the playoffs.
So one thing which is interesting, I'm going to go ahead and celebrate that clip that came out, all right, from Travis Hunter and that incredible play. We beat Jordan Schultz and Adam Schefter.
Woo!
Shout out to the intern. Who posted that, intern?
Dom.
Which intern posted that? Dom, you're the man. Dom, if you're watching.
I want to do a topic, if you don't mind.
Please.
Because PFF released the rankings of certain positions.
So how did I know?
It came out today. How come is this an NFL show or not? I forgot.
How did I know?
Because
it's the Sauce Gardner propaganda hour. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Sauce Gardner was ranked the best cornerback in the NFL, according to PFF. The number 1 ranked cornerback in the league. is Mr. Sauce Gardner. Okay, now
Fire that up.
This is
Bedford's
after
in the top 10. Christian Bedford's in the top 10, baby.
this is proof that real ball knowers know what's good, man. And you look at Sauce Gardner's season last year, he had a down year for his standards because he's so great that when he's not a first-team All-Pro, it means he's trash all of a sudden. That's the funniest thing about the Sauce Gardner haters is that they thought he was quote-unquote trash last year. When you look at the metrics and you go into the film, he was actually a top 5, top 7 corner in the league last year, but just wasn't top 2 like he was as a rookie in year number 2. So shout out to the PFF system for going deeper into their grades and evaluating the best corners in football, and Sauce Gardner reigns supreme. And he's going to go all over again and get all pro all over again this year. All right. Of why? Especially with Aaron Glenn as the head coach, man. Let's go.
Average at best.
So what's your thought? And DJ Reed being 6 is very interesting, by the way. And having Derek Stingley at 5, I would put him at 3.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Trent
You would have
McDuffie's
him over
great.
Trent McDuffie?
I don't know. I like Trent McDuffie, but I feel like Stingley's getting a little bit disrespected here. What's your thoughts of this list, Dan?
So I'm happy to see that Christian Benford is finally getting the respect that he deserves. Love that guy last year. He was second in DVOA and preventing separation, only to PS2. And I'm very high that he's going to elevate his game even further in 2025. And for the most part, I'd probably have to agree with you. Maybe not switching up on Trent McDuffie and Derek Stingley, but I would have put Stingley above Jalen Johnson. But again, like this is based off of PFF's grading system, so I can't go off from there. And Marlon Humphrey's old ass is still in the top 10. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing.
So this is the full list and the breakdown. The reason why Sauce is number 1, Gardner's 91.9 PFF coverage grade since 2022 leads the league. He has forced a league high 46 incompletions and allowed a league low 0.6 yards per cover snap and 21.4% first down plus touchdown rate over that span. Unsurprisingly, Gardner's PFF advanced coverage ranks first as well. While he might not shadow opposing wide receivers at a high rate, he has excelled when asked to do so. So that's the reason why Sauce is number 1. And then the uneducated haters are going to just cry and bring up stuff that's not true to push false narratives. I've honestly never seen a one player in the league get more hate and false narratives pushed by haters more in my life than Sauce Gardner, which I find very interesting.
Why don't you read number 2, Richie?
Number 2, Pat Surtain. The reigning defensive player of the year has recorded 89.5 PFF coverage grade over the past 3 seasons, ranking second amongst corners, and his PFF advanced coverage grade placed 3rd. Often asked to shadow the opposing team's top receivers, Surtain has produced an elite level as he's allowed just 0.77 yards per cover snap across the past 3 years.
So 89.5 versus Sauce is what?
91.9, so 92.
So ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 point difference, which isn't that far at all, but we're talking about a guy who actually shadows the best receivers every single game. Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the league. Obviously, Sauce just has the higher grading because he doesn't cover the best all the time. On occasions, he does.
That's not because of him. That's because of the solid coaching staff.
Well, guess what? If he had to travel, he wouldn't be above no Patrick Surtain.
How do you know that? The numbers literally say he's excelled when he is asked. When he is matched up against the best, he excels. So now you're lying. There you go.
No, give me.
In the sample size of him lining up against the elite, he locks him down.
Once a year. Listen, Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the league. Sauce is second right now to me. The rest of the list,
I'm not going to be upset with that.
Yeah, I mean that's respect to Sauce. I mean he's a I don't know. I ain't gonna say that. It pains me to say anything great, but he deserves to be number 2. But we're gonna sit here and act like Patrick Surtain don't just follow the top guys in every game. No, this is a grade, and rightfully so. He is number 1 on the grading scale, but we know why Patrick Surtain is not graded as high, but still very high because he takes the challenge every single week. And Jalen Ramsey being banged up should have been up there too, but
Can I call out the most overrated corner?
Christian Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Who?
Gonzo, 13th.
Oh, dude, you are a Gonzo hater.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of Gonzo over Sauce Gardner debates, and it's just
his sample size is a little lower.
Yeah, of course. But, Sauce Gardner in his first 2 years compared to Gonzalez's first 2 years is night and day different. I mean, let's be honest, man. I'm not saying Gonzalez is a bad football player by any stretch of the imagination, but if you think Gonzalez is in the same breath as Sauce Gardner, you're a delusional Patriots fan. That's all I'm saying. I think there's tiers to the cornerback position. Tier 1 is Sauce, Surtain, Stingley, McDuffie, and Johnson. Tier 2, I'd put Benford. DJ Reed up there is interesting. I mean, I love that guy. Denzel Ward, Jair, and then there's a tier 3, folks. And here's the tier 3 guys. But I do think Gonzalez still has a ton of upside, and I think that he could break out to be one of the league's best corners. But he's just not there yet. All right? He's just not there yet. And he was injured his first year, great, but was he injured last year?
Well, Travis Hunter will probably be number 1 next year.
Was he injured last year?
Who?
Gonzalez?
I know he had injuries a few years.
I know he was injured his
rookie season. He only played 4 games. Last year, he played a full season, though.
He played a full season last year, so that's all I want to know. So you look at his season last year, 17th coverage grade, 21st overall grade out of all corners. And I don't know, man. I don't buy the hype of Gonzalez. But listen, he's coming off a fully healthy season. And as a Jets fan, he is a very good corner, even though Garrett Wilson does own him. But he will probably be, I would say, after the 2025 season, looked at as a top 7 corner in the league. I think Christian Gonzalez has that upside. So I know it may sound like I'm a hater, but I'm not. I respect his game. He has a bright future.
Has indeed a bright future as well. Well,
we should do our own system, find our own grading system, hire some football nerds.
Oh man, we're gonna have to figure it out here. How about our boy Clay, our Panthers representative over here, saying J.C. Horn, number 24 is criminal.
Wow.
Let me tell you what, Clay. So you were looking at 2 of the biggest Panthers believers on the damn internet on this show right now, myself and Richie. Now, TD, unfortunately, is not on the same boat, but Panthers are winning the NFC South. We've discussed this ad nauseum, and I'm excited to see what Bryce Young's able to put on the table. All right? Yeah, we can discuss this.
Yeah, but the Jets are about to body Bryce Young when we host them.
It's one of their 5 losses, all right? It's one of their 5 losses exclusively.
The Jets? The Panthers.
Yeah. One of their 5 losses. And so I feel like they're due for just some random loss that just, wouldn't make sense. But when it comes into OTAs, guys, normally there are some sort of injury scares, right? And it seems to be haunting the Texans already. And I wouldn't say that it's a significant injury, but I really hope that it's not a sign of what is to come going into the 2025 season. CJ Stroud has been sitting out from OTAs due to shoulder soreness. Now, maybe that has to speak.
Throwing shoulder?
His throwing shoulder.
Oh, yes. That's bad.
Really? Why would you say that it's bad? It just sounds like soreness, bro.
You don't want your throwing shoulder to have any type of injury, bro. That's
don't.
baby. That's your quarterback's. I mean, you talk about that could be a lingering thing that can affect him. I don't know what the injury is. I have no idea. But if it's a lingering thing, man, if it was his non-throwing shoulder, not a big concern. Throwing shoulder, that can mess with the hitch. All of a sudden, you gain not a lot of confidence in that side of your. I don't know. Where did that come from? How did that happen?
So it goes to show you, right? It goes to show you that a quality offensive line is very important. And last year, CJ Stroud was on his ass more than any quarterback in the NFL. He was sacked quite a bit last year. And the Houston Texans virtually did nothing to improve that offensive line. In fact, I would even argue that they got worse right in the trenches. I think my question here becomes, does CJ Stroud still scare you? Does CJ Stroud still show himself as like a top 10 guy. Like this Houston Texans team is dangerous with him, especially with a terrible offense last year that just did not live up to expectations. What are your thoughts on CJ Stroud's year 3? I'm talking to TD on this one first.
First off, CJ Stroud never scared me. But if is he still a effective quarterback that can beat you? Yes. The circumstance he showed more with less, and the circumstances around him were pretty bad. And I would like to say he didn't even play as bad as people make it out to seem. It just wasn't as good as the first year from a production standpoint. But here's what I like to say. When it mattered most, when we got in the playoffs, he put the team on his back. That first playoff win, he put the team on his back. He extended the plays. He made the throws on the back end of the game. So, yeah, he's still that guy. And shout out to King Lowski in the chat, man. I ain't seen you in a little bit. What's going on, man?
Look at that. Has no concerns, quote unquote, with CJ Stroud not throwing at Texans OTAs. We're taking extra precaution with him. But then we have some beat writers saying there should absolutely be concerns with CJ Stroud. It's by a guy named Trey Wingo.
Ugh, Trey
Wingo.
Yeah,
Who's
I actually
Trey
saw
Wingo?
that. Right here, right?
Yeah, how about we play it?
At OT. All right, so Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud is not throwing at OTAs because of shoulder soreness, and the team says they're not concerned, it's just general soreness, and they think everything should be fine. Don't believe that. There's a concern. He hasn't played a football game since January. It is now June, and he has shoulder soreness. If you have shoulder soreness at OTAs, and you haven't played in months, no matter what the team says, that's a concern. That's the real situation.
I mean, that's what I heard. When I heard shoulder soreness, my first question was, is it his throwing shoulder?
What was the dude doing? Yeah.
I mean, that's not good. So, I mean, like, how do you have a shoulder injury at this stage of the season when you don't get hit? Right? So that's where and my thoughts of the Texans stay the same. I'm not afraid of CJ Stroud, and that may just be I have a different perspective because the Jets have been so bad the last 2 years, and the Jets literally make CJ Stroud look like he doesn't belong in the NFL every time we verse him. I don't know why, but whatever Saleh did against him in that offense, every time the Jets took on the Texans the last 2 years, he looked trash, and we just completely bodied him. So that may or may not have skewed my perception of him. But I'm not bought in on CJ Stroud. I honestly am not. I think he could be one of those one-year wonders. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's a bust. I don't think that he's somebody that sparks fear in me in terms of like going up against him. But he still got tremendous upside. And last year kind of proved that like what the whole like people forget about what was the whole hype last year. Everybody was hyping up the Texans.
Stephon Diggs, man, tanked.
And now all of a sudden, oh, you know, offensive line, oh, you know, weapons. Oh, give me a break, okay?
He's still playing great in the playoffs, though.
Still,
man, give me a break.
Still, but his rookie season, so they were putting him into conversations with like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen after year one, and all three of those guys have been able to dominate the league with very similar offensive lines and with all the weapons that he had. And I do understand that he missed out on quite a few of them last year due to injury. Good quarterbacks should be able to adjust to terrible offensive lines. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the difference right between a good quarterback and an absolute elite quarterback is somebody that can adjust to terrible protection. And regardless of your weapons, even. I don't even know.
Oh my God, man. Justin Fields about to shock the world this year. That's so exciting.
Fields is about, but you know what? I did kind of want to, and so I did want to like sort of have a conversation with Richie about this. Bryce Huff is reuniting.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh over in San Francisco, my friend.
I'm happy for him, man.
And last year was a shock because 2 years ago, he was an absolute animal with the New York Jets, but then he went over to the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot of the times he wasn't even active. So I got to ask you, why do you think Bryce Huff did not work out in Philadelphia? And do you have certain optimism behind the fact that he might be able to revive his career being reunited with Saleh over in San Francisco?
Yeah, I absolutely do think that such an interesting situation that went down with him. I think you look at Bryce Huff and what he's been able to do with the Jets. You're talking about an undrafted free agent that was an absolute dog. He went to the Eagles, got paid the big bucks, and just completely disappeared. And I actually had a sit-down interview with him at the Super Bowl.
You did.
And it was awesome. And here it is. Richie from Roundtable Sports here with Bryce Huff. Bryce, walk me through it, man. How's this week been? You're in the Super Bowl representing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man, it's been a great week, great experience.
And this was him not even playing. He's like, yeah, it was great. He hated his life.
My guys just going out to dinners and enjoying the area, and then practices and stuff is cool. Great weather down here, so it's been a good experience.
Can you walk me through the free agency process last year? You know, becoming an undrafted free agent by the New York Jets, you climbed the ranks to get paid the contract that you did. What was going through your mind entering free agency, and why did you end up choosing Philadelphia?
Honestly, going into free agency, I just want the biggest bag. At the end of the day, like, pennies on the dollar,
my man.
coming in as an undrafted
I just wanted the biggest bag, baby.
See, that's what I mean, bro. So there's big breaking Knicks news that just happened that I may have to go live for, but take it away.
It actually ain't big news, you know. So.
The Knicks just fired their head coach.
Yeah, that ain't
Really?
news.
TD, that's big news. Like, what do you think?
That ain't new. Anything New York Knicks ain't news, Richie. That's the point.
All right, you're just.
Patience
I can't talk ball with you, bro. You're literally just anything that happens is just.
Patience in 6. I told you.
Sorry for interrupting that, but that's big news. I gotta prepare a live stream right now.
Has to prepare a live stream to get it going.
And it's funny. I literally recorded a video this morning and I was editing for the Knicks, and I brought up, are the Knicks gonna fire him or not? Well, good thing I didn't post that.
Richie said, no, they're not going to fire him. The best we've been doing, you know.
And the New York Knicks are firing that person. All right, why is Jonnu Smith trending? Let's see. Oh, it sounds like Mike McDaniel had something to say.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like Mike McDaniel had something to say, but no news. All right, last piece of things to discuss on today's episode of Fourth and Forever. Gabe Davis has officially had a visit with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right. So you would have to assume, right, that this team is not as aggressive in the wide receiver market and free agency, and then also in the draft, without the intention of knowing, right, that Aaron Rodgers will eventually sign. Status update on where you think the Steelers are going to go with quarterback, right? Like, we saw this press tour with Mason Rudolph last week and stuff like that, where people were saying, oh, he's going to be the starter. He's going into it. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be a Steelers QB this year? I'm talking to TD.
This whole situation is weird to me.
It's really weird.
Like, what? Like, sign with the team. You know you want to play. Like, why are you doing this? And this is what I was always saying to Richie. This man, he wants attention, man. He wants to always every year have the LeBron decision moment. You know, I'm taking my talents to sign.
Who does he think he is?
So
this
I'm
guy
like,
sucks. No, I'm kidding. He's actually nice for you guys, but come on.
Oh Lord. But yeah, man, I'm like, man, figure it out. But if I'm Pittsburgh, this is a tough situation to be in. You better hope you already got some guarantees from them, because they need a quarterback. Like, who's there again?
It's Mason Rudolph and Will Howard.
Skylar Thompson.
And Skylar Thompson,
Yeah.
man. It's the QBs of the century.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to me. So they got to figure that out. But he needs to go ahead and get there with his teammates. Just more drama from Aaron Rodgers, the usual. I don't even know why I'm even acting shocked. I shouldn't be surprised at all of this.
Oh, man. And so what do you got on that, Richie?
I have no idea. So you're talking about Jonnu Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who does he think he is? That's kind of how I look at it. Does this guy think he's like I don't know. If I'm the Dolphins, I'd trade for Kyle Pitts. I think that would be if
Maybe
Kyle
you
Pitts
want
wants
Jonnu?
to yeah, if Kyle Pitts has a chance to rejuvenate his career here, I think it is with the Miami Dolphins, because what the Miami Dolphins do have is they do have a good system in place, in my opinion, offensively, and it benefits receiving tight ends like Kyle Pitts. I'd kick the tires on that, but this situation is weird. I don't
Kick
got much
the tires.
He deserves more money, but that whole Pittsburgh thing, them saying that it may not be them, they need to figure out their quarterback situation. The Kyle Pitts thing, man, he just he wants more money. He's on the trade block. Just understand that. He's on the trade block. They're just waiting on a team to, play ball and see if they can get a deal done. Of course, they want to keep him. McDaniel wants to keep him, but he's trying not to talk about it simply because it's not his say. That's the key with this situation. It is not McDaniel's say right now.
Yeah. Well, it does sound that, and so the Steelers are no longer on the table for a Jonnu Smith trade. So who knows? Who knows what's going on with that organization? But folks, that's going to have to do it for another edition of Fourth and Forever, brought to you by Roundtable Sports. Folks, we are live Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. EST, bringing you all of the latest NFL news and rumors. Let's go around the table and say our goodbyes. Starting off with TD. What do you got?
Thanks for tuning in as always. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. We got more news coming your way for everything happening around the NFL right here on Fourth and Forever. For those who are basketball fans, get ready to go check out Richie crying about, firing of the coach. So y'all enjoy.
So what do you got, Richie?
Yeah, man. If you guys want to come through, I'll be live on Knicks Media as soon as we end this show. So if you guys want to come over and support me, I'll be greatly appreciated. Breaking news for the New York Knicks as we enter off-season mode. But yeah, man, we AFC East Roundtable tomorrow night, which is a very exciting thing, as we always like to do. So make sure you guys come check us out over there on the AFC East Roundtable tomorrow. We got Fourth and Forever tomorrow. We got a lot of exciting things coming on here. So big shout out to everybody that continuously shows their love and support to us here on Fourth and Forever. Man, I just love this community, man. I look forward to this every single time we get an opportunity to go live together. And I cannot thank you guys enough for continuously showing your love and support for everything that we do.
Folks, we sincerely appreciate you. Thank you again, and we will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Deuces.
You're gonna have to, TD, can you end it or someone? Because I'm logged out. Peace out, folks.